How's it going, everyone? Today I have some huge Disney Speedstorm leaks for you all. That's right, we have a ton of new characters that were all found in the game files, a bunch of leaks from really recently, and then some other leaks that I have not covered on the channel. And this is going to give us a really good idea of some of the upcoming racers in Disney Speedstorm, whether it be our next mid-season characters or even our next full seasons. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, starting things off with some of the leaks that were just found in the game files. Now, just a quick disclaimer, everything in these leaks is subject to change. Obviously, this is all just stuff found in the game files, but usually these leaks are pretty accurate. So taking a look at this first section right here, we have a brand new collection in the game, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and here looking at these characters, we have Chip, Monterey Jack, Dale, and Gadget Hack Wrench. Very exciting stuff. There's a lot of really cool implications with this collection. First and foremost, I think the thing that is on everyone's mind is the fact that Chip and Dale are already in the game. Chip and Dale are crew members in the Mickey and Friends collection, so the fact that they are now found in the game files as racers is a really exciting thing. Another thing, the Rescue Rangers is honestly a pretty niche Disney property. I feel like it's not nearly as huge as most of the other franchises in game. So maybe, a sign that Disney's sort of moving into this new phase where we're getting more niche Disney Speedstorm characters, and Rescue Rangers is originally like a Disney afternoon TV show, so the fact that we're getting some of those characters is super exciting. Obviously they had their movie that came out not too long ago, which sort of took them away from that TV show specific thing, but this could mean a lot of things for other characters, maybe people from Tailspin or something like that. There's just a lot of really cool implications with the fact that Rescue Rangers being in the game, and the fact that crew members are now maybe becoming actual racers. Obviously it's kind of different because Chip and Dale in the Mickey and Friends collection and Chip and Dale as Rescue Rangers are obviously two very different versions of the characters, but at the end of the day they are the same character. And if Disney Speedstorm could start slowly phasing characters out of crew members, getting replaced with lesser characters, and then becoming a racer, that would be very exciting stuff. There's a lot of characters I would like to see. First and foremost, Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch personally is my top choice if we're converting crew members into actual drivable racers. Now, the other big thing with this Chip and Dale leak is, are they going to be a full season or are they going to be mid-season characters? My guess personally is that they're going to be mid-season characters. I just don't think Rescue Rangers is big enough to fill an entire 2-month season. On top of that, looking at these leaks, obviously 2 of them are only labeled as racers, those being Chip and Dale, so I think we'll get Chip, we'll get Dale, and then Monterey Jack and Gadget are going to be their epic crew members. It would be really cool to have another Rescue Ranger as a playable character, but I think it's far more likely that we just get Chip and Dale as mid-season characters, unfortunately. Now, the other leak that was spotted yesterday is very short and sweet. We have Lotso from Toy Story found as a racer, and then Big Baby from Toy Story found as most likely a crew member. I think this is going to come Halloween this year. I think it's going to be another, 5 months before we get Lotso in the game. Sometimes these leaks do take a while to come into actual play. But very exciting stuff. Lotso is probably my most anticipated villain left for Disney Speedstorm. They've been really good about adding villains, each year. And very excited to see Lotso in the game. I think it's going to be awesome. I love Lotso. I think he's one of the best Pixar villains. I would love to see him and Syndrome. I think they're the 2 best Pixar villains. I would make an incredibly iconic duo this Halloween season, and I assume Lotso will be a mid-season character. I don't think we'll be getting a second Toy Story season, although it would be very interesting to get like a Toy Story villain season with like Lotso, Zurg, and Sid maybe. But personally, wouldn't be too excited about Sid. I could definitely see Zurg coming to the game as well, but very exciting stuff with Lotso there. Let me know what you guys think. I love Lotso. He's a great villain, a great character, and very happy that he is finally making his way into Disney Speedstorm. Now, moving into some older leaks that I just never got around to covering, this sheet also contains Big Hero 6 leaks, which we now all know are actually coming to the game. But then we also have 2 other collections, the first one being Cinderella, another brand new collection found in the game files, and all the characters listed are Cinderella, Fairy Godmother, Prince Charming, the Grand Duke, Major and Bruno, and the King. And I think something very interesting to note is that these leaks, the way these leaks are formatted, usually it's their racers and then their epic crew members. I believe the only exception to this and all the leaks that we are covering in today's video is the Big Hero 6 collection, which has some other lesser crew members listed as well. But I think it's very interesting that, we have Chip, we have Dale, and then we have two other characters in that collection who are presumably their epic crew members. And then we have Lotso and Big Baby, which is presumably his epic crew member, which makes me think that we will be getting an entire Cinderella season where Cinderella, Fairy Godmother, and Prince Charming are the three racers, and then the Grand Duke, Major and Bruno, and the King are their three epic crew members. And honestly, very jazzed about this idea. Cinderella is such an iconic Disney franchise. There's a lot of potential with the track, going through the Regal Ballroom. It could look absolutely stunning. And there's a lot of potential with these characters as well. I would have loved to seen a villain, Lady Tremaine. I'd maybe put her in over Prince Charming just because I think Prince Charming is one of the more basic Disney princesses. He doesn't get me too excited, but he could still make for a fun racer. Fairy Godmother, there's so many cool abilities she could have with her magic and stuff like that. It could be so much fun. And then Cinderella, there's lots of stuff you could do with her glass slipper and transformation, and it could just be really, really fun. And I'm super excited that all these characters are coming to the game. And I really do think that when we get our next roadmap, which I'm pretty sure is going to be during season 13, I think there's going to be a Cinderella season on there. I'm calling it now. I think it's going to happen. I think Cinderella will be coming to Disney Speedstorm very, very soon. Now let's go on to the last leak of today's video. We have Sleeping Beauty characters. Obviously Maleficent is already in the game as a part of the Sleeping Beauty collection, but now she will be joined by Aurora, Prince Philip, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, and Queen Leah. So obviously the big question here is, when are these characters going to come in, and is it going to be a full season or mid-season? Personally, my prediction is there's going to just be Sleeping Beauty mid-season characters. Yes, you could maybe squeeze a full season out with Aurora, Prince Philip, and the three fairies all being a racer. It'd be really cool to get multiple characters driving the same car. That hasn't been something that Disney Speedstorm has really explored yet. So there is potential for that there. But personally, for me, it just doesn't make sense for them to do a full Sleeping Beauty season after Maleficent is already in the game. If Maleficent currently wasn't in the game and we got all of these leaks, I'd be like, yeah, Sleeping Beauty season makes a ton of sense. Have Aurora, Prince Philip, and Maleficent as your three racers, and then everything would be super awesome. But the fact that Maleficent is already in the game just makes me think that Aurora and Prince Philip will be coming as mid-season characters, and I think Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather and Queen Leah are also just going to be epic crew members. And that also goes with my theory of each set of leaked characters has each racer and then a epic crew member corresponding underneath them, which checks out here. Obviously Aurora was already found to be a racer, and then the rest are unknown, but I think Prince Philip will also be a racer. And that brings us to where we are now, which is predicting mid-season characters for season 13. Obviously there's a lot of possibilities here. We have 4 franchises found in the game files. We have Lotso from Toy Story, we have Chip and Dale from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, we have Cinderella, Fairy Godmother, and Prince Charming from Cinderella, and then we have Aurora and Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty. And for me, I think the clear answer is Aurora and Prince Philip. I think they're going to be our mid-season characters of season 13, and that's simply because they have been in the game files the longest. I believe this is the oldest leak in the game files that has not already been added to the game, and the fact that they were data mined at the exact same time as the Big Hero 6 leaks makes me think that they're going to be the next racers to come to the game. And if I had to guess, season 14 is going to be a Cinderella themed season, and the mid-season crew members for that one are going to be Chip and Dale. That is just my prediction. So I think we have all our characters for the next 2 seasons. I think it's going to be Hero, Baymax, Honey Lemon with Aurora and Prince Philip. And then I think it's going to be Cinderella, Fairy Godmother, and Prince Charming with Chip and Dale. And then the next season, whatever it's themed to, we're going to have Lotso and someone else as the mid-season crew member. That's just my prediction though. Let me know what you guys think of all these leaks in the comments below. There's definitely a lot of exciting characters. I know people have been asking for Cinderella for quite some time, as well as Aurora. I'm glad we're finally getting all of those iconic Disney princesses added to the game. We only have a few Disney princesses left at this point. Super exciting stuff. Glad that roster is getting filled out. And yeah, it's looking good for Disney Speedstorm. They are definitely, now that they have a good consistent format of 2-month seasons with 3 characters, I think we're gonna be able to very consistently get 5 characters every 2 months, which is a good amount of content. Not quite as much as we've been used to in the past, but I think it's definitely better than having 5 characters across a 3-month season. I'm definitely glad seasons are not going into 3 parts anymore. But let me know what you guys think of all these leaked characters in the comments below. Let me know which one is your favorite. Who are you looking the most forward to? For me personally, I think it's definitely Cinderella. Cinderella, she's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to play as her. Prince Philip as well, I think, is a really underrated character that a lot of people, he just doesn't get appreciated enough. So very glad he's coming to Disney Speedstorm. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.